Welcome back. Let's invite the next management on the show now, and that is Satin Creditcare. It was a strong quarterly performance from the company. Their business momentum has been healthy, with margin and disbursement both witnessing good growth. The company's asset quality is also stable. We're now joined by Mr. HP Singh, the chairman and managing director of the company. Mr. Singh, thank you very much for joining in. It's been a very strong quarter for you. You've managed to hit the AUM mark of 10,000 crore rupees. Your AUM growth stands at 33% in the current quarter. Your guidance is for 25% plus AUM growth for the full year. Why not increase it since you are tracking above it?
So for us, we've been very conservative in our approach in actually giving our guidance. So for us, the prudent thing was to give a conservative approach in terms of our disbursement. So that is the reason why we gave it at about 25%. But it's 25% plus. I think for us, the way the quarters are coming out and the way the pent-up demand and disbursements are picking up in the rural space, I think we are in line to probably be able to achieve this 25% plus growth.
So the question is that you appear to be on track to achieve perhaps even 30%, because in Q2 your AUM growth is 33%, in Q1 it's 31%. So I think the question is, why not increase your AUM guidance? What holds you back? Is it that you're seeing some weakness, you're expecting things to slow down in H2?
No, nothing. I think it's not that. Looking at the past years as such, I think we've been able to do less than 25%. For us, the first benchmark to actually validate and look at ourselves, when we actually gave the guidance earlier, was about 25% plus. We are looking at strong quarters which are coming in. Our thought process is that definitely yes, because of normal monsoons which have happened and the income generating capacities in the rural space having firmed up a little bit. So I think, we are supposed to do that. Definitely, yes, the idea is always to overachieve than to underachieve, what is there, So that is what the idea was,
Are there any top-up loans in the AUM this time around, Mr. Singh?
No, absolutely. We don't give any top-up loans, So for us, it's just one loan.
Okay, take that point. So in that case, what is driving this growth that we are seeing? As Reema was pointing out, more than 30% in both the quarters that you've seen in this financial year so far. Which geographical segment is driving the growth, and what could be the growth triggers going forward to maintain that guidance that you've given?
So it's a hybrid of both geographical diversification as well as a deep dive into the existing geography. So that is what drives the growth, But as I said earlier, I think, there's a pent-up demand which is there in the rural market, plus the income generating capacities or the productive capacities have increased, and they are positive because of normal monsoon. The kharif sowing, acreage is probably increased a lot. So if you look at, the rural farming and agriculture allied activities, there has been a firm up in that. Based on these, I think, the demand for loans definitely do arise at the bottom of the pyramid and in the rural space. So I think it's a hybrid of both geographical diversification, deep diving, as well as income generating capacities having firmed up. So that is what is driving these disbursements.
Mr. Singh, considering 75% plus of your portfolio comes in from the rural market, it's good to hear the words pent-up demand. You're seeing pent-up demand from the rural markets. I wanted to get to understand from you, what led to the net interest margin expansion? In the current quarter, your NIMs are at 13.52, which compares with 12.13% quarter on quarter. What led to that sequential improvement, and what can you guide on NIMs going ahead in the second half of the year?
So a couple of things which have come up, So the interest rates, the cost of funds have bottomed out. Technically, whatever increase had to happen has happened, So I think, that also flows into our net interest margin. The other factor is, earlier, our GNPA used to be pretty high, So the GNPAs are now down to a lower level. Now, in terms of when you have a lower GNPA, your interest margin also improves across over there, because normally the overdues are lesser, so you're able to generate the normal interest income which arises from that. Plus, a small factor which also actually does is, so we have assignment incomes. So DA assignment incomes are also a part of this interest margin. So overall, I think, if you look at all these three factors put together, I think, that's the reason why there's been an increase from about 12.2% to about 13.5% in the net interest margin. And that continues,
Okay, that'll continue. That's what I was going to ask you next. But Mr. Singh, thank you so much for joining us today and giving us details of what second half is looking like. First half has been very strong and you expect that performance to continue going forward as well. We'll slip into another break. When we come back, we'll get you more on the stocks and market action that we are tracking for you. Stay tuned.